what has been the most difficult moment in your acting career to date? Is it learning these beautiful, intricate fight sequences for the Iron Claw, or is it mastering the choreography for Bet on It?
um,
I haven't got long, so I'm going to get all of the sort of fanboy out of my system right now, but I am in awe of every single frame of this movie. The performances, the script, everything is amazing. So thank you for taking the time to chat to me today, guys.
Thank you.
Rock and roll. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, now professional journalist again. We're back in the room.
All right.
Zac, your performance in this is unbelievable. What has been the most difficult moment in your acting career to date? Is it learning these beautiful, intricate fight sequences for the Iron Claw, or is it mastering the choreography for Bet on It?
They're both challenging in different ways. Part of what was really fun about making this film and very special is the way that Sean constructs the shot process, the blocking that goes into it, and the wrestling, but also the emotional scenes in the film. There's just a way that he goes about creating this environment where everyone's kind of firing as a team, and it feels really special. So in all of that work and preparation, you just hit this rhythm where you feel like, I don't know, it becomes real, and that was very evident in this film. Very unique.
But Sean, you really put the boys through their paces in this. I mean, having them wrestle in an authentically vintage ring, there's like no padding or anything. There must have been a few bumps and bruises and missing teeth.
Yeah, I mean, we did pretty well. I mean, I'm sure they were sore and all that, but no, we we had some great wrestlers in the ring with them, and wrestling is such a respectful, caring sport, really. The opponent, like if you're in there with someone, your job is to take care of each other, and that was a really beautiful thing to discover. So yeah, everyone was just taking care of each other.
Of course, Zac, this isn't your first running with the world of wrestling. I mean, you've worked with The Rock on Baywatch, you're releasing Ricky Stenicki with John Cena, and you've even been photobombed by the greatest wrestler of all time, Nacho Libre, Jack Black. Now, did any of these pro wrestlers give you any advice before going into the ring?
No, not really about professional wrestling. At that, it was really fun actually to work with John Cena. We've been working together a lot recently. We've shot the movie directly after the Iron Claw, and just hearing his excitement and enthusiasm for the story and for how much Kevin and the Von Erichs and Fritz influenced him and his career. It meant a lot to me that he was like even aware of it. So the fact that such elite wrestlers and the wrestling community was open to responding to it, and now are responding to it, it's like, it just feels incredible.
I'm starting to think they didn't give you advice because they're intimidated by you. They know you could take them.
I don't know, man. Like Sean said this, it's like wrestling, once you're in it, it really is a as much as it's combat, it's performance art, and these guys are really supportive of one another. Like, one of the things I can't say I took away from The Rock, John Cena, and Jack Black is that there was just like a lot of love and support in the air, because I think everyone knows how hard it is, and you got to be a warrior to get through it. And I think that's just the kind of, it's just something you notice in people, and I noticed that in John and The Rock specifically.
Well, what I love about this film, Zac, is despite it being one of the best performances of the year, you weren't even allowed to watch wrestling as a child. You had to like sneak away and watch it without your parents knowing. And I find it so funny that the first day on set, your first scene that you're filming is you sneaking out of the house to go to a house party. I think there's a hidden sneak deep down inside you, Zac. So I want to know, what is the sneakiest bad boy story from your childhood?
Oh man, there wasn't many. I like my dad was no Fritz von Erich, but he was pretty strict on us growing up. We were pretty regimented, you know. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not even really sure if there were any big ones. The big escape I made was probably once I left the house for Hollywood. I was thinking I was only like 16 or something like that, and I had my own apartment in Hollywood, and was just living in my car, taking meetings essentially for 2 years. That was probably the biggest sneak I made, because I never really went back home after that. But yeah, we're super close now.
Sean, naturally, the brotherhood between the cast in this film is so important. As the director, did you do anything in particular to make sure that Zac and the cast had such a strong bond?
As I was putting the cast together, I always think about that. I always think about how they're going to get along. And so after talking to Zac and then, talked to Harris, and I knew Jeremy, and then found Stanley in casting, I just had a sense as I built the cast that they'd get along. And every time we brought someone in, I thought about how they'd, play in the group. But you never really know. You can think it's going to work and then it doesn't. But it really did. And I think on top of that, I would say that the fact that they had to get in the ring together really threw them in quickly together. They had to train and be in there and be quite close physically. And then also we shot all of the ranch stuff for the first 2 weeks of the shoot. So there was a lot of downtime. There was a lot of sitting around that place, like shooting the dinner scenes, getting a sense of, that togetherness as a family. And it was quite isolated. So there was nothing to do except sort of sit around together and get to know each other. So I think it was the combination of those things that really helped build that chemistry that you see.
Yeah, and total lack of ego on behalf of the whole cast. There was no drama or personalities at all. Everybody was there, to tell a beautiful story, and that kind of energy, when you get that group of people in the room, it's pretty special.
Well, guys, I'm gonna say it one more time, but my God, do I love this film so much. And I'm not even a wrestling fan. You've convinced me. I want to start wearing the tight lycra pants and fighting. I really want to get into it now. So thank you so much for bringing this film into my life, and thank you for chatting to me today, guys.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Really appreciate it.
Oh, I like a salute.
Thanks, man.